Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Gears Esport mid-split playoff. This is the relegation tournament to see who's going to make it into Pro League, and we had a hell of a first matchup between RR and Mars, and Mars come out on top. They were absolutely dominant in that win. Now RR drops down, and to find out who our other Pro League-bound team is, they have got to go up against some pretty stout competition. Once known as Immortals, now under the banner of Dream Conspiracy. I am Colin the Crow Clark. I'm being joined by Jacob MVPR for this matchup. How are you feeling on a beautiful Sunday morning,
I
sir?
mean, you saw me dancing right before this, man. Mars definitely woke me up. That was one of my predictions. Like, I've been wrong a few times this season. When I say a few, I mean a lot. But that was one I was willing to bet the house on it. My man Drippery McLeod out there, just drip, drip, drip all over the coach's station, man, just coming out with a victory. Happy to see these coaches get some shine though, Colin. But getting into this match, RR Dream Conspiracy, big opportunity from RR here, not once, but twice here, is going to be their second chance to try to qualify for the Pro League.
Well, they are on their second chance, and a team that's also on their second chance, but the first time for you to see them on this broadcast, we have Dream Conspiracy, our roster that we're going to introduce to you right now. And to make some things very clear to you all, the roster has Clouds written in there as one of their 4 players. Clouds will not be playing today. It will be Pushyz, J Smooth, Trill, and FaZe as the 4 players going forward in this matchup against the side of RR. And that could mean a world of difference for this squad. I know there's been some controversy in the past, and they're going to try to settle that somewhere down the line, but that's way above both of our pay grades. All you and I have to worry about is 8 dudes are about to roll out of their respective spawns and try to bang out with each other to find out who's going to go into Pro League.
Yep, it's going to definitely be interesting to see how it all flows down. But if they're confident enough to put everything on the line here, who am I to say anything about it, Colin? This is going to be a great battle for them, but they're going up against another squad in RR. To yes, they I think believe number 2 throughout challengers, but they're warmed up. They're ready to go. Yeah, they just got beat down by Mars, but by now you got to think that's going to happen, and then you kind of use that as a warm-up match going into this one. This is your second opportunity, your last opportunity. So I expect RR to lay it all on the line here.
And like I said a few moments ago, Dream Conspiracy, they're already on their last legs. And I kind of like how this sets up for both of these teams. I like that this relegation tournament was double elimination because I always like to see teams when they're on their final breath. I mean, nothing is scarier than the death howl of a wounded wolf, if you know what I'm saying. They are both fighting for their lives. They've got to figure it out right here, right now. And they have figured out where they want to decide this final matchup. We have our picks and bans for all of you at home. And right now, I like the look of this for RR. This is a very scary setup for Dream Conspiracy, even though they are picking training grounds. We just got to see that RR did put up at least a decent fight in a few rounds. I know Mars was just overwhelming in most of them, but RR putting up their best shot against Mars on training grounds and seeing how well they did perform, that's what gives me a little cause to pause with this map setup.
Yeah, so this might be a little bit closer than I initially thought going into this one after seeing the picks and bans. But that's why I love to see it come through. You kind of seeing who's favoring what's getting banned away, and you can kind of see with what they're banning away and what they're picking, how they want to play a certain team, a certain play style, getting aggressive. Right now with Training Grounds and Asylum, I do think there's going to be a lot of teamwork, but a lot of CQC, and that is the meta right now, Colin. Hopefully these teams coming up from the challenger scene can not only adapt into this meta, but go ahead and keep on going from there, because if you do win this matchup, you qualify for the Pro League. You're playing against the elite teams in the game right now, Colin, and that's not something you want to take lightly. You want to make sure you're constantly adapting, constantly improving, and this is a good match to show that you can adapt on the fly.
And look, adapt and evolve to survive. That's been the name of the game since Gears ever started.
Amen.
You saw metas slowly just start to find their way into each and every match and each and every team's identity, all the way back in the ballrooms and back alley bowling alleys that people would play their games and 4 monitors lined up next to each other, to now where you're on the big stage under the bright lights playing in front of massive crowds. I love to see teams come out of relegation. You heard Blaze say it earlier. The journey for these teams has been fantastic. You get to
Yep.
see how these teams start to form their identity, whether it be a couple of boys. I mean, like if this was way back when and I was any kind of a player, this would be like if you and me said, all right, let's start a squad. We might just be boys at the time, but we figure out an identity. We know who the super slayer is. We know who the support player is. And we say, let's find two other guys to complement us. And I think that's beautiful about Dream Conspiracy. RR, they have four names that we've known, we've seen in challengers a bunch of times. Our Dream Conspiracy has formulated that same style where it's a couple of guys that are friends outside of the game, they're
Love it.
friends outside, and they build this team identity. But PR, let's move it right on into the predictions. And I know earlier we talked in our little Pro League caster chat, whatever it might be, our predictions chat, and I kind of got to see how everybody went down the line. And I mean, it was a cavalcade. It was an avalanche of a whole lot of one specific consonant from the alphabet. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna be different. Maybe there's some magic left in that Dream Conspiracy stardom. Last time we saw Dream Conspiracy on a big stage coming out of Open. I know this ain't Open, this is Challengers, but last time they had the chance to make it into a Pro League spot, they were throwing up the L. They had my main man Nunez on the squad, and they win their matchup. So I'm picking Dream Conspiracy and a little bit left of that magic on the backs of J Smooth, Pushyz, my boys over there. I expect a big game out of them.
Yep. I like the way you kind of threw that down. Talk about dreams. Well, guess what? One of those letters was put in there multiple times by me, and I went ahead and spammed R, because they're ready to go in this one. My pick is for RR. They might have come out of a loss from Mars, but we've seen this before time and time again. A team might lose from one of the best team in challengers. Mars proved it time and time again. But that is something that you can use to improve. A little bit of a warm-up match. All your players should be fired up, ready to go. And then what Dreams Conspiracy throws at you shouldn't be as good as what Mars threw at you. So in theory, you should be prepared, but we've seen how the theory goes.
Hey, look, theory's always got to get tested, just like chat has to get tested. Once again, who are they going to side with? And yesterday, I think we were just across the board in 2 out of our 3 games. I know that last one, the chat went against me, and I picked the United, and I ended up coming out with a big dub against you and the chat.
And watch that. You're lucky we're online. You catch the chat in the street.
All right, I might catch the chat fade in this one because you and the chat are definitely in agreement. It is you're going up against Dream Conspiracy, and all of you are in agreement. Training Grounds is going to be our first match, PR. And as I take a look at this, like I said, we've already gotten to see RR on it one time this morning. Dream Conspiracy, we haven't gotten to see exactly how they play this map so frequently and so heavy. But this is going to be a pretty interesting matchup for me.
No, it definitely is. I'm interested to see if these guys are going to play 100% to the meta, right down to where you send your players off a spawn, good side, bad side. Or are they going to be brave enough really here to try to throw some wrenches into the gear, to try to do some trick strats? But my answer is going to be given right away. You kind of see it. One team favoring that U fight, another team favoring it up top. But instead of going straight to the U, it does look like RR is going to start this one off hot. Try to push across, try to get an easy kill. Toxiq, though, he gets the team kill. Nero's doing what he can, gets one, taken out early. So a great trick strat coming out from RR is going to be fumbled by Dream Conspiracy and their great defense.
Now you see already underneath Toxiq, he's going to be waiting in the wings for somebody to possibly be caught slipping. He's going to be trying to look at, he's found FaZe underneath. And we see that FaZe is going to take over the God spot. He'll just be waiting for anybody to try to hop and try to make them drop. Trill over here on those stairs, just trying to guard the back of Pushyz. It's going to be a very interesting setup. But you see Nero drops down. He tries to go for the decap of the B-Hill. Dream is going to have 2 players in the area to try to lancer him out and get the downs. FaZe gets the call out. The Toxiq is taking the other Dream spot. 2 up A's come out. He gets the down. He gets the melee off as the killer is on the ground. Woo-wee! What a good little retake attempt by RR, but Dream Conspiracy shuts it down momentarily. Feint has to go for the overextension to try to get it to stay alive in this round, but another good shutdown comes out from FaZe, and there's a kill to back it up. And J Smooth, my man, kills all across the back hallway. PR. It's a good first round for Dream Conspiracy to start their little campaign.
Yeah, there definitely is. They're definitely setting the tone and the pace here in this matchup with their aggression. not allowing these players from RR to breathe. Nero going in by himself. You see Feint on the other side of the map as well. And I don't really understand what RR is doing. They're just kind of going in one by one, giving their lives away, not really working as a full unit. Triple Cap domination sounding off. FaZe standing in the hill loud and proud. His Dream Conspiracy is going to strike first in round number 1.
That is a good first round for them on this campaign to try to get into Pro League. And early on, we see it's going to come down to a lot to those initials where whoever gets that first blood breaking ice, there's going to be the ability to overtake the map, really get positioning and force your opponents to make mistakes. Double bolt Tox out. This time, I think you're going to see a little bit different movement out of RR. They're not going to put their front spawn player into a bad position to be picked off and cleaned up so quickly. Feint just overextended through that U. I don't expect to see him on that side.
Yeah, like I said, I like the strategy. I like the thought, but they got a little messy there once they passed through enemy lines. But talk about that strategy, good side, bad side, Dream Conspiracy. They're going to definitely take full control over this U. Play this one a little slow and more towards their base and allow them to take positioning. The two players are going to back up, try to get as much Lancer damage as possible on Nero. But actually, Nero gets through without taking almost any damage. Surprise here to see him try to back up, but he doesn't want to become the target here for Dream Conspiracy push across the middle. Lots of damage being fired out. Great Bolt Hawk shots, great Lancer shots coming through. RR, though, is not going to be there to defend with Nero. He gets chunked out. Door's going to be open. Feint doing what he can. One down, going to become through, but they actually switch sides here. RR needs to be careful not to get overextended on the home mill, and the player's going to be cleaned up, thankfully, by Toxiq, because Feint does get taken down. ManiiK falls as well. The meat shield's going to go kaput, but Toxiq finally going to get that elimination. He's doing what he can, but he needs to push forward and take this player out and take the positioning out towards Overlook, because right now they gave up the neutral, and in order to take the neutral back, Colin, you need this Overlook positioning in order to Lancer out those players.
Toxiq is going to try to figure out that somebody's coming up behind him. He's going to probably get this call out now. There's the Lancer fire out. They have somebody over top of the heaven to be able to shoot back against him. Now Toxiq will sit down for a moment. Pushyz is going to be top Overlook, and they're going to get a second player into that U fight, getting ready to try to overtake the last two players from Dream Conspiracy to come off spawn. Dream Conspiracy with a similar setup to round number 1 with somebody already in God spot, another player up in heaven and Lancer down if anybody tries to drop into the B hill. Already, though, they are pushing across the map, trying to get a decap at the home hill with Dream Conspiracy as well, but they're actually going to settle up and try to get damage onto FaZe and stop him from lancering out. Feint goes down. Here comes Nero for the retake and the help. ManiiK is down to the bottom side of the map, so while Heaven might get it down onto FaZe, that's a beautiful job so far by Dream Conspiracy. Once again, showing up and showing out a little bit of defense will help them solidify these rounds. They are only up about 30 points. Toxiq, he gets the chance to shoot Trill in the back, and the turn and burn said, I don't flee like my namesake. I turn and I take fights, take stands. And now we see the Dream Conspiracy is trying to give RR these hands.
Yeah, Dream Conspiracy doing a good job of this one, taking advantage of what Mars left over in the ruins after that complete destruction in the winner's side of the relegation here. And here comes ManiiK doing what he can to try to get the decap to come through. Toxiq hops over, meets the same fate. I don't even care who that is towards the backside. You're not going to be able to do anything. Nero gets shut down. Feint pushed back as Dream Conspiracy take a commanding 2-0 lead. And I say commanding because even though this score was about 60 points, a differential between winning, I don't think there was very moments in this matchup that I thought RR had control, had a moment to really turn the tides. So Dream Conspiracy backing up when they needed to, not getting risky, not taking over aggressive fights or trying to show that, hey, maybe we could bang with the best of them, because they're smart enough to know that they don't have to bang with them in certain situations.
Now we see updated to retros. That's going to make it a little bit harder, if you ask me, for anybody to go for that retake, especially on that top Overlook. I don't think anybody's going to take it in to that first fight and then try to take it to overtake that Overlook. Actually, Dream Conspiracy does send somebody to get the retro, which is going to make their Overlook fight harder. Toxiq will have shots on just a little bit. Trill's going to be the back spawn player for the side of Dream Conspiracy, picking up that retro. He's going to be trying to get damage onto Toxiq, and he has a lot of damage. And Toxiq misrolls a shot in the back, doesn't get him down, and now Trill has to avoid death. He's full red. He has the retro on his back. You can give it up, and that's another big shot. 2 big shots out of Toxiq, and for the first time this matchup, we see RR with a round initial in their favor. I just think this is what people need to experience firsthand for themselves. RR did a great job of getting initial downs and damage onto Trill once they figured out where the retro was, where that ability was going to be coming from. Domination trying to tick through. Pushyz will get into the hill. He'll have the decap, or at least the neutralization, until he kills off that player. And Dream Conspiracy, let's see what they're made of. Do they have the ability to go for the retake yet?
Toxiq needs to know in this situation, you don't die. You can get them to waste their time, get them to waste their resources, but you do not die. Once those players that just died come off of respawn, you already see it in the lower half of your map. They're going to try to take this 2v1 scenario to get the neutral hill back. And if these players died, that would open up a home hill to home hill push for Dream Conspiracy to make all this worth nothing. But ManiiK needs to be careful here. He can't get too aggressive because they have the hill. They have the positioning, but on the other side of the map, Toxiq does stay in that positioning that I said he should have backed out of. Now they're going to continue to push forward. Dream Conspiracy finds a 2v1 situation, but Jay gets a little ahead of himself. Nero takes full advantage. He gets chunked out by Fade. Now this is the opportunity for Dream Conspiracy here in the middle portions of this game to try to Lancer out and push in towards the neutral. But I do like the setup that RR has with the remaining members.
Up top of the heaven, they're going to have two players trying to angle out. I believe that is Trill inside of that B neutralization. And now here comes the hop. ManiiK's down on the other side. Fane's going to be the second player into the fight. He's going to get 2 wraps to go. He'll be full red, but he's not going to go down yet. Trill's trying to get it down on the backside. He's not going to be able to get either of those kills. So right now, the retake for Dream Conspiracy is not going to come through. There's 3 players on this side of the map, and Trill has to back up. He knows that he's going to get pushed very quickly, but now Dream Conspiracy goes for the home-to-home retake. They get the decap, but they're trying to sneak FaZe up onto that top heaven's position, try to get shots on the Toxiq. Now there's 2 players. FaZe needs to be careful not to go down right here. Third down and out for one of those players. I believe it was Fane. And now Toxiq goes down. Dream Conspiracy almost had a chance for triple cap domination, but ManiiK, he'll be in heaven. He'll be forcing out the fight at the B hill and still decap. 2 players into the hill now. It's going to be a 1v1 at the home hill, at the A hill momentarily. I'm not sure if we'll see much to do here at B. The big fight's going to be here. Can they get either of these kills, or are you just going to back out? Jay's actually going to back out with retro in hand.
I'm just laughing at that flash grenade by Nero. Luckily for him, he pushed up. There was a big moment right here where RR, they were able to kill the player. They had 2 players overextending onto their home hill. They could have taken the 2v1 and continued to stagger the deaths. They're holding on to their defense, and that's what I like about RR late into this round, is even though they faltered the first 2 rounds, giving up some big plays, some big moments and opportunities over to Dream Conspiracy, that didn't let them falter their game plan, how they wanted to play, and what they practiced so far. So even though I'm saying they had that opportunity to push forward, get those respawners to waste their utility or to continue to stagger the respawns, they were very confident in their defense. If you're a team that has laying everything on the line, 1 opportunity left to qualify for the Pro League, that's exactly what you want to do. Don't falter from what you guys practice all season long. So now when he goes to the weapon selection, you can already see the shock grenade being upgraded on one side. For a moment there, it did look like Dream Conspiracy was kind of feeling like a bolt talk down low, but you kind of got to match shock for shock, especially when one side has a good side and a bad side.
As you said, one side will have the advantage with that good side and the bad side. We're going to have pretty much an overwhelming initial here in favor of Dream Conspiracy at the B hill. FaZe is going to hop. He's actually not going to get anything to go. I don't know if that was a misclick or if he was trying to catch him with that hop and the mantle kick stun and the quick kill. Feint now has rotated up into the B hill. Wrap out of Feint will get the down. He's going to clean up Pushyz as well. Toxiq up top of the overlook. He'll be fighting on to Trill.
Toxiq has to be careful here the way he positioned himself up top. Nice flash grenade. I was going to say he can easily get lanced in the back by Jay, but 2 players of Dream Conspiracy pushing up top. Toxiq doing what he can to hold the ground, but he's put full red. Stuck between a rock and a hard place. FaZe makes that one look easy. ManiiK's going to fall as well. Nero, shining hope right now, lands 2 big shots, but 3 players from RR are going to fall, leaving Feint all by himself. You see the rotation coming through from FaZe. They're going to try to 2v1 this neutral, but the players off of respawn for RR. They're going to try to take the re-home back in a 3v2 scenario, but they need to go. I don't think Feint is going to be able to prolong this much longer. No one's going to be able to get in the hill just yet. 2 eliminations coming through, and Dream Conspiracy is going to be able to hold on and take a 3-1 lead.
Beautiful round by Dream Conspiracy. They are up in their map pick. They are doing fantastic on it as well. I was a little concerned about this map, even with my pick being Dream Conspiracy, based on how the side of RR played against Mars on this map. We will now see the Boltox down low. And nobody is taking the chance just yet. Nobody has decided to hit the panic button and place a power weapon at E. RR probably has to find something in the initial. You've seen it a couple of times where they have a little bit of an overextension. Somebody is getting called out. Somebody is getting caught off guard and getting taken out early and allowing Dream Conspiracy to try to get the overtake. Toxiq will take over the back of U. He's going to be a little bit damaged, but he's going to get his health back pretty quickly. Players here at the overlook, and one player actually already threatening the triple cap over there. FaZe will be behind, but he's going to be lancered out by 2. Official 4v3 here at the side of the U because they're going to be able to rotate their forces back into the fight. Trill, though, has pushed out the fight of the U. He's gotten 1 kill. Pushyz with another kill up top. 2 players left alive for RR. One of them is overextended to the side of the heaven. Now F and D under the control of RR. One player will be coming off of respawn. It looks like ManiiK is going to try to back out. He's been marked, so they know where he is. One player behind. They throw out the shock, full red, and there's the Lancer down. Here comes the damage and the out. Jay will get inside of that hill, decap, and they need to rotate player 9, maybe across to try to pull somebody out of the fight. The retake here at the overlook. You see 2 players mounted up here with 2 at the bottom of those stairs. Feint's gonna go down. Another quick cleanup for them. Here comes the triple cap domination, jumping into the E hill. This is gonna be Toxiq. He's gonna get that decap along with 1 teammate. 2-to-1 hill advantage in favor of Dream. He's gonna be Pushyz. He's gonna go wide. He goes for the up A. Not gonna be anything else. Not going to be able to.
A big opportunity here. RR late in the game. They got the eliminations coming through on Push. You got to keep pushing Jay. He's weak. You can't let these players escape. These eliminations coming through is going to be big if RR has a hope of ManiiK. He's been making some real questionable decisions today so far for the squad. He's going to push through, miss a crucial shot, and go down for it. Hopefully, Conspiracy can take advantage, but they're getting crossed from the top side. They have 3 players located towards the bottom half of the map. No capture on the second hill coming through from RR just yet, and they're still holding their players on this side of the map. Both teams, to be exact. I want to see Dream Conspiracy try to rotate over. They know Jay is here. Another flash grenade. Shots coming down from up top from Nero. I don't know what's taking RR so long to try to get this elimination, but down's finally going to come through, and if Dream Conspiracy is going to try to invest resources to save this life, it's not going to be the best move. You see Trill getting shot at, Feint pushing up, nice damage being shot at, but it doesn't look like RR is taking this fight together. Almost like playing in duos on 2 different pages.
Well, they finally get the down, and they're going to be able to clean it up. This should be a round in favor of RR. They have the ability to just overwhelm what's left of Dream Conspiracy. As you can see, the triple cap domination starting to tick through. The player left to crawl around for a moment before they pick up the meat shield, and now they will secure that triple cap domination. RR roar back into this one, 3-2. They need 1 more round to be able to get the tie in this map number 1 as well. It took a whole 2 minutes and 42 seconds. And as you take a look over, Dream Conspiracy is leading in most statistical categories. They are up in rounds right now, but it's one of those things where the stats aren't telling the whole story. These rounds have come down to somebody being out of position there, somebody overextending here, and just really getting down and putting their team in a bad spot, putting their team in a 4v3, which allows the side of one or the other to take advantage. Double retros at the bottom once again. Not going to be able to place that power weapon just yet, not forcing out a big team fight. Everybody rolls out of spawn. And RR looked a little confused off of their initial PR. Did you see that little jam up?
Yeah, that's one thing I'm talking about. It just looks like they're not quite on the same page. I know Mars probably took full advantage of that team that's been dominant throughout the challenges, and ManiiK gets caught out again. I thought he's gonna have to tighten up his gameplay if RR stands a chance. Luckily for them, they were able to win 2 rounds, so it's not a 5-0 just yet, but all players almost getting eliminated off of respawn. Pressure being put on Nero, but he's gonna overextend. He's gonna go ahead and take Dream Conspiracy's home mill. That forces multiple players back to try to deal with, and I'm just hoping, I'm just praying right now the rest of the members of RR off of respawn are able to take this 3v2 advantage here, because Nero, the longer he stays alive, the more time he buys his team, especially since they have to get the decap. At worst, it's going to be a 3v3 scenario. Pushyz getting pushed up top. Multiple members of RR trying to make sure it works, but it's ManiiK again getting taken out first. Well-placed shock to try to create some separation. Toxiq stuck between a rock and a hard spot. Flash out, not able to get the stun. He's going to get taken out by FaZe. Feint falls as well. So everything RR just worked for right out the window, and Nero is left alone again.
Nero's going to try to get one, and he's going to come away with one. They basically get over aggressive there. They fly at Nero on a singular pillar, and they give up a free kill. Now Nero has free range to fly at Jay. Jay's going to turn around and try to Lancer back out at him, but not near enough damage to get down or the kill. ManiiK will have Lancers onto Pushyz here at the home hill of RR. Finally getting that kill. And then the back A over the cover shoulder shot will get that second down. ManiiK, that's 2 huge kills for him. FaZe, I think he's been called out. There's no way they don't know he's here. And yeah, there's 3 players hunting him. Sharks in the water. They taste blood, and they're about to go feasting on what's left of him. Nero will be in the home hill. He's going to get that easy chunk as they come up the stairs. And now a second shot, fully blasted, full spread, 3-3 tied up. PR, this might be where we see Dream Conspiracy, even with the early lead at 3-1, they might be the team now that has to place a power weapon, has to place something at the U to try to get this fight to go in their favor, because twice now, their over-aggression after an initial kill has come back to bite them.
I agree with you 100%, but I don't think that's going to come through right now because it being a 3-3 score line, you got to wonder, they're probably taking it round by round instead of looking at the big picture, trying to think ahead. But next round, you got to think a weapon has to go down center line, or a lock does have to go down. But I want to go ahead and say it doesn't have to necessarily be a big weapon. We've seen the marks to throw away instead of that big weapon come out, but we've seen the marks to also play a big role. Quick strategy coming through. They're going to catch ManiiK out again. Nero's going to be the next one. Lots of damage being dished out. Somebody already sneaking to the neutral for Dream Conspiracy. RR has to be careful. If they get wiped off this one, this is going to be a round in favor of Dream Conspiracy before you know it.
There you go with another kill for FaZe, and they're continuing to overextend. Shot over the cover. Feint is getting these kills, and this is what I'm talking about, PR. You get those initial 2 kills for Dream Conspiracy, they fly for a triple cap domination. They're not playing back. They're not trying to play like they were when they were winning rounds, where you're rolling back and getting downs in damage and forcing RR to make mistakes late in rounds. It's a 30-point advantage already. You rotate your players over to E. You play defense at this position. You fly up, you give up a kill, and now it's a 3-3, and it might have been a 3-2. Thankfully, you saw FaZe get the hell out of dodge and save his life, but here comes the retake. ManiiK will have the first back A, backs off, plays Jay like a fiddle because Jay's gonna go for the up A trying to get one. FaZe is trying to answer back, and he does the same exact back to ManiiK. Now it's up to Nero. Nero, he's gonna have one shot on, bouncing around, but look at the way he is handling business. Nero right now might be the best player on RR in this match.
Might be the best player. He might be the only hope they have. Keep Nero alive at this point. He's making all the plays for your team, whether he's by himself, he's in the team fight, but they're trailing a massive amount of points here. And if this continues to go 1 for 1, RR will need a triple neutralization. They have to get a capture on this hill rather quickly before this one gets out of reach, and they have to put it all on the line here. Nero's getting another elimination. Toxiq getting taken out. Feint doing as much damage as he can with the help of ManiiK towards the top side. That's going to be a trade in kills. Nero finally shows himself. They win that battle. They win the neutral, but D's getting decapped, and that means, I'm 100% certain they're going to need a triple neutralization out of the side of RR. So if Dream Conspiracy are able to play this one tight, maybe sneak somebody at the very end of this round to go past, they can keep this one in their control, but Trill's going to go down. It's going to open it up for RR. They have some time to make a last-second push.
Yeah, it's still a long way to heaven for Dream Conspiracy in this round. 50 full seconds to not give up that decap. And you see now the side of RR is going to start mounting up. They're going to go for this retake. Feint is going to try to use that incendiary for a quick pick. He gets a kill here, or bounces, pushes back, and he gets a lot of damage on him. I'm not sure what he got down to. I think it was almost down to 20%. One more pistol shot, one more Lancer shot could have put him on his back, depending upon how weak he was as he rolled through the fire and flames. Now you see the lane is open for RR to try to push through. Flash out. Toxiq will roll back. Down to 15 seconds. Last second push. Pushyz goes down, and this is where things could get bad. A wrap shot comes through. They're going to have a miracle stand here, but it's not going to be. No way Jay gets a 4-man wipe. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you orchestrate a single-second last push. One more second. I don't believe you have enough time on that hill to get the decap and the kills. That's 4-3. That's RR. They are map point away here in training grounds.
And I think it's safe to say the momentum has definitely shifted on over. Nero saving these planes, and that confidence and what he's been able to do, you can see that, and you can almost feel it trickling down to the rest of his teammates. Early on, ManiiK was getting caught out of position, but now I see him holding his Lancer out, holding his shotgun in certain situations, and even getting trades so that his life isn't all for nothing. Now the lock is finally going to go out. You know it is RR's chance here to try to end this. They are now on map point here, and it's almost got to be answered back, given Dream Conspiracy no options on that lock. There's going to be one important initial for Dream Conspiracy. They need to force a round number 9. They can't let it end here with all they've done.
here we go to round number 8. Dream Conspiracy have to get this one. Have to be able to get an initial win and possibly hold on
Nero.
defensively. Toxiq is going to be full red. Double downs come out. Pushyz is going to try to go over to go for the revive on his teammate. And Pushyz has been a little slow to the punch in this matchup. There's a couple of times where
Nero.
his decision making hasn't been great. Nero, I believe, tried to overextend, but he got killed off by FaZe. So that's going to slow things up, I think. Even though he got a decap, that's going to force RR to make some tough decisions as they don't have a man advantage here in this fight. They can't play it slow. Flash is out now. Secondary retake coming through Pushyz with that cover corner, just using it to perfection. That right hand just putting out shots. Feint will be full red. Trill is going to miss the first, but he won't for the second. They have a 2-1 hill advantage. I would love to see them play some defense here and try to get a score lead and do the same thing they did last round, except this time maybe convert it if you want to take it to a round number 9.
You just need to make sure you're getting all the information you can. That player in the overlook, Pushyz right now, needs to make sure he spots out every member. Even if you can't get the marks, I know you can't mark people back to back as consistently. You need to at least call it out for your team. Figure out where the push is. Right now, you should be yelling. They're going to push through. Watch out for the flash and get ready for his setup. Lancer fire, that free fire is going to be important. Pushyz doing what he can. I think it's time to return and burn here for a moment. As you see players backing up, trying to wolf pack together. Lancer fire going out. Triple cap domination here for a moment. They need to get in a hill. They need to sacrifice their lives. They're going to get the touch. Players going down left and right. The break is going to come through. Toxiq is going to be the last one alive. These revives, the chain revives are important, but the eliminations are coming through. Feint goes down, and there he goes. Dream Conspiracy off the back of FaZe force that Mr. Krabs play and buy themselves a round number 9.
Beautiful job in that round. And they might be listening to the stream, PR, because you saw them just basically sit down and take a seat and wait for the side of RR to push back against them over at the B hill. Meanwhile, 2 big 1v1s, I think, won by FaZe in that round. I believe he pushed across from the House of Sovereign spawns all the way to the uplink and got another 1v1 win as they put somebody else in that position and allowed Nero to go join the big team fight, which is the smart play. He's been fantastic in the team fight all day long. When he's needed to kill, he's come through with it.
I just realized Nero choked. Nero 100% choked that 1v1 in the beginning of the game. He flanked FaZe while he was lancering, goes for the one-shot chunk. I don't know what happened. I know he maybe hit the shot, but he did not get the chunk, Colin. That literally turns the tides. It forces ManiiK to try to run away. He went down. Oh, that was just... I'm at a loss for words.
I mean, I would be too. Frag grenades picked up by Toxiq. I heard the shot come out. He's still full red. Nobody's pressing him, but this is beautiful setup. Frag out. One actually fell through the overlook. It dropped down into the cave below. If there was a power weapon or somebody hiding there, they'd be in bits right now, but all of a sudden, it is just a E-hill capture and maybe not the height advantage. They don't have the high ground. Obi-Wan Kenobi would be proud with how Dream Conspiracy is trying to play this by shooting downhill at multiple members of RR. There's some downs. Nobody getting the shots over the covers to convert. There's no kills coming through just yet. They need to get these. He has to reload. He used so many shots. The reload kills him. And RR comes away with an initial win. And you see FaZe just trying to skedaddle. And I think RR knows it, so they said, all right, let's mount up. Let's do the same thing. We're going to play defense now. They got the 2-1 hill advantage. They're going to have the setup they want. They need to figure out where the secondary push is going to come from because this is what it's going to be about, is one last push, I think, for Dream Conspiracy. I don't know how many more chances they're going to be given in this situation.
The free fire damage is so important, especially when they throw that utility. That's going to be one waste utility. They're going to try to go off the second one. Frag grenades from ManiiK's going to find the kill on FaZe. Basically reset their push, force them to go elsewhere. You see Jay trying to overextend underneath. He gets caught out. Nero, he's going for the triple cap domination. That's going to be a big elimination on Pushyz. Trill has to find the hill. He has forced around the outside. I think that's going to be it, Colin. Nero's going to stand in, get the kill blow, and the round, taking the map 5-4.
Nero played his fiddle as he watched the Dream Conspiracy burn. He has done everything and anything to help solidify map number 1 for his squad. 18 kills just to his name. And I would say at least 5 or 6 of those is off of just pure clutch factor where I've got to get a kill. I've got to get somebody down, possibly get them out for me to be able to come through. In that first map, PR, I'm going to tell you, the things that RR did better, then Dream Conspiracy, without a doubt, in my opinion, was team revives and playing together. There were so many times you saw people getting downed, but never getting killed off. There was just so much team fire that they kept getting down, but they couldn't finish anybody off. RR ends up getting all these revives, getting back into cover, and now taking and pulling Dream Conspiracy into shotgun fights. And that's what I mean. RR was just outshining them in a lot of times.
Yeah, but you can kind of see it there from the beginning portions of that one. I said RR looked a little lost, man. They were kind of going in one by one, trying to make some hero plays. Not something you'd see from a typical pro league team, but luckily for them, they've tightened it up. They're trying to fight their way. They're trying to create themselves and be that pro league team here. They got one more map to win here if they're going to make it. But I do think those late game audibles, those late game adaptions to the offense from Dream Conspiracy was going to be enough to build themselves momentum going into map number 2.
And the scary thing for fans of Dream Conspiracy is now we are headed into RR's map pick. And I said, look, I was a little afraid of this map rotation for Dream Conspiracy. I stuck with my gut. I ended up picking them in this matchup. But there you have it. RR played fantastic in the second half of this game. Really put together and strung together some fantastic kills and revives to be able to get those hills and the rounds under their fortune. This is just a fantastic setup for them. They are really playing like their life depends on it. You can almost feel the desperation out of side of RR.
Yeah, and that's what you got to be able to do. I was calling ManiiK out here few times throughout the course of this match of getting caught out of position, getting Lancered down, being a little slow to rotate to get out with his team. But late in the game, you talked about it, those wolf pack scenarios, sticking close together. There goes an example right there. Getting those revives in that fight was so crucial because the time bot that player ran out of ammo, forced to reload. That was more than enough to get not one, not two, but multiple chain revives throughout that scenario when your players were getting down. But you see it 1-0 lead, RR over Dream Conspiracy. Map number 2 is going to be Asylum. We've already seen RR on Asylum, Colin. So what do you think Dream Conspiracy has up their sleeves in this map?
I think their best bet is to stick with their original game plan where they were winning initials. And it was one of those things where as you saw the forces kind of get spread out for RR, where they were having to take 2v2 fights or a 2v1 fight somewhere on the map, Nero was really the only player that was winning those types of fights. It was one guy that kept changing the tide back in the favor of RR. They have to win those initials, and they have to find a way to get Nero called out. I talked about it a lot of times when players were losing to Fire and Ice, and you saw a player like Exploits just waiting in the wings, and he'd get one kill, and it would immediately reset the whole fight. You have to do the same types of things against Nero. There were so many times in those fights where Nero would be just waiting in the wings, just a few feet down a hallway, maybe in a cover. You'd come up, he'd get that shot over, that easy hip fire where you just put the shotgun over your back shoulder and blast somebody's head out the back of their shoulder blades. And I implore people to be better about that intel, that lane priority, that information. Small talk is such an underrated part of a player's game where I don't mean like dapping your boys up and telling them how good they were in that fight with a shotty out. I'm talking about
small talk.
That's that small talk. It's game time small talk. It's, hey, look, we got 3 dead. I'm back hallway. I haven't seen anybody yet. Okay, I've rotated to upper overlook. I see him in back hallway. He's waiting for you on that cover. It's little, just 1-2 sentence, maybe even 1-word call outs. I got him. He's here. He's there. The mark, whatever it might be. Small talk wins games. I guarantee you that, because without the information, without the intel, I mean, you look like me, a headless chicken, just walking around looking like dumb.
And I know we kind of harp on it all day long when it comes to stats, to where it doesn't paint that full picture, that full story. But I can't say enough about Nero, man. I believe he's like the main slayer, the tip of the spear for his team. And the reason why I say that is if you look at the way he positioned himself throughout the entirety of that matchup, not only was he that first shotgun going in, but he was also that player that extended 1v1 towards the bottom half of the map to force those players to fight him. And you wouldn't put your support player there to do that. You wouldn't put your player there that specializes in that Lancer play to kind of help the other teammates around the map. You would put your main slayer there in that position because of their play style, because of their thirst for those fights. And you honestly don't see that in every single player. It comes few every time again. You see it in powers, you see it in rushies. Even Icy would not call himself that main style player because he's not necessarily that player that fights for those kills, that looks for those opportunities. So when I'm looking at all these 8 players on the map, I need to make sure that they're playing into their roles as a full team. And honestly, when you're looking at it from the outside in, I don't expect very many people to understand that unless they go through the motions themselves.
Now the flashes are out. Jay has to back off. Jay looks like he might be trying to sneak up and go for that back end, but he gets that angle, that 50%, that shot over the cover and gets that down. Good job there, but on the opposite side of the map, you see RR trying to reposition. Nero will be underneath that overpass, and I believe they've got him at least called out. That's the information they needed. They know where he'll be coming from. Dream Conspiracy pressing up for a triple cap domination already. It's going to be a misroll out. They're going to have one down. Now FaZe is just trying to stop people from getting into the hill. He's going to need at least one chunk here. He doesn't get the second, which causes the triple cap to be failed. And Trill, full red, almost goes down. Stays alive for just 1 more second.
Eyes on target.
But RR, I mean, that's what I talked about, PR. They're over-aggression, chain deaths, and now they've got to fight back into this one. They have a point lead, but you see RR, they've already got the positioning. They're going to back up the good Lancer fire out from the side of Dream Conspiracy with somebody mounted up on the bench as well as 2 players down here on the train tracks. There is an overextension happening top side of the map. You can see the A-Hill is about to be decapped by RR, and you'll probably see a retake happen here very shortly. They have one more player down here on the train tracks, but it's a back train stopping them from going after him. And now Nero, another 1v1 by Nero, almost won until FaZe, thankfully for the side of Dream Conspiracy, can get into the area and get the extra shot on.
You see the rotations coming around the map. RR does have control of 2 hills, but this one isn't going to be easy to hold. Pushyz in a fight against Feint. Pushyz going to come out on top. He did have a little bit of help from the backside from Jade. That is the side of the map from RR, though. Nero, we just saw him get taken out. Tries to spawn back in and go again. He's going to have to hope his teammates have better luck than him. Triple cap domination sounding off. Toxiq not only needs a touch, but he needs a break on the hill. And he's not even to get entrance into the doorway as Dream Conspiracy win our first round in map number 2. But we kind of saw this here on map number 1 already. They had the early aggression. They had the early momentum. It's not how you start, though. It's how you finish. We know RR can pick it up towards the second portions of this match.
Talk will be placed out both sides. Look, it's very few and far between we see anybody place a power weapon on this round until we see shocks and incendiaries out. So there's almost no point wasting our breath mid-rounds unless somebody actually does decide to lose their mind.
All right, let's do this.
Everybody will roll back out of spawn. And I talk about what I said in the first round. Again, I just keep harping back to it. Dream Conspiracy is doing a good job winning these initials, and then they almost are throwing it away by rotating themselves out of the fight, or over-rotating themselves out of the fight by getting counter-wipe on the triple cap domination attempt. Fox mounted up downstairs. Pushyz will get pressed up by Nero, so Pushyz won't have as easy of a time lancering out down onto those train tracks. He's going to throw the flash and try to push up, but he's going to be shot from that beautiful little window cover. Nero is doing a fantastic job of playing his positioning, the downs and damage as well. And I think FaZe is going to make the call, hey, look, we got Feint up here in a 2v1. Let's try to push him, make something happen. He's going to be full red, shot over the back over. Now you see FaZe will get that kill. 3v4 on the map officially. Nero's going to come around the backside. He's actually going to go for the home hill. He's going to be Lancer just a bit. Goes for the up A and gets taken down. Beautiful initiative.
See, just being surrounded by Dream Conspiracy right now. Triple cap domination sounding off. 2 players dead, 1 player down. Feint the only hope. He's going to get the reset touch, but he falls just as fast. No one in position for RR. Dream Conspiracy is going to chalk up their second round in a row. That's going to be a 2-0 lead. And I'm going to say something similar that I've seen is RR looking a little lost here to start a second map in a row. Can they pick it up, or will Dream Conspiracy continue to steamroll? Okay, I like the Talon pistol. I'm interested to see why you almost match it with the Talon pistol rather than upgrading. Colin, I would like to get your thoughts on this. How you see this, the double pistols versus a retro to start the game.
Well, I think it's just people trying to ensure that nobody's going to get the utility somewhere quicker, especially that top half. You don't want to give up that top half utility early on, because then you're basically forfeiting the first round of the second half if you give up that shocker incendiary top half. Beautiful rat bot Pushyz right there, and now they get the down as well. And I think Pushyz has been using the talent in this fight. I'm trying to take a look over. He does have the talent in his hand, so Pushyz will have a really good attempt at getting this down. Nero knows that he's caught in no man's land, so he flies at him, Not sure how many shots he landed before the chunk came out of phase. Flashes out from both squads. 2 players pushing in. Not a lot of good damage being put out by RR in this one, but downs are starting to come through. Jay will get the revive. There's the meat shield. Fane's going to try his hand now. Up A out. Won't be able to find anything. And there it is. 3 rounds in a row straight for Dream Conspiracy. But this is feeling a little similar to map number 1. Dream Conspiracy has a good initial. Their problem is whether or not they can finish it out, because as we just saw, RR was fantastic in both their comebacks and the second half of the map.
I almost want to see a big weapon go down, because right now these 2v2 fights around the map, 1v1s up top and middle, is just not working out for RR, but they're going to stick to what they know best, their game plan. Up retro down low, Talon pistol toward the top side. They want to make sure they have as much DPS in that CQC as possible to make these players easily chunkable, and I'm going to go ahead and use that almost all weekend long. It's probably one of my favorite words since Taylor made it up.
Chunkable. I'm going to try that next time I play Scrabble and see if I get away with it. I'm not going to lie to you.
And just pull out the Gears dictionary, say Reflections made it up. We found a definition before, and honestly, it works. It works, and that's the easiest way to explain it. Once you pepper somebody up, get 1 or 2 to 3% damage on them, that makes that one-shot chunk possible. If you guys find that video from Ice, he explains it in almost full form there.
I was going to say that, and another shout out to Reflections is next time I play Scrabble, it's going to be 100%, but it's going to be one big word, because you know my man likes to throw that word around. He doesn't say it like it's 3 different. He says it like it's one big old hefty word. Nero again is trying to make a miracle happen for his squad, and oh, by the way, he does it yet again. Nero has been the thorn in Dream Conspiracy's side. Jay will be down. They're going to try to Lancer out Faint, but there's the extra rotation out from behind. That's player number 6. I believe it's either got to be ManiiK or I think maybe even Toxiq coming off a spawn. Pushyz will go back inside of that Asylum room where that home hill is. Dream Conspiracy will also lose the B hill, and now Pushyz has to basically survive for a while, and he's going to start that off with a beautiful wrap shot, getting that kill. Retake will start to come through. FaZe is going to be down. He's going to be taken out. It's going to be 3v3 on the map. Now it's basically man-up position. You're going to have to find a fight that you can take, and you see, I believe that's Pushyz. He's going to be waiting in the wings for somebody to make a mistake, and they got to know he's there. Nero knows he's there. No way, no how he doesn't know that Pushyz is across the top of that.
Flash grenade!
Even if he doesn't know he's exactly in that positioning, you got to take those corners carefully. You can't just rush that positioning. That's how you see so many kills just kind of get snuck like a haymaker to the back of the head. But Dream Conspiracy, they like this fight. They think they put out enough damage, but Faint, he's going to get the first down. Nero backed up for a moment. Faint goes in for the kill blow. Reinforcements are there. 2 quick eliminations coming through. Faint knows there's somebody sneaking around trying to get the backside of their hill. That is going to be FaZe. Lots of Lammer damage. FaZe actually does go down as well. I would like to have seen them stagger that death, but the window of opportunity towards that neutral hill is open, especially since they got the decap on the home hill. Dream Conspiracy, Pushyz making that correct rotation, trying to go down low. Unfortunately, he was cut off by the train, so 2v1 opportunity here for that neutral. It's not going to be a triple cap domination, but RR looking to win off points.
And Nero again just trying to fly at his opponent to get this 1 kill. He's gonna get it down or get helped out with it down. Jay needs to get this win if they want to have a hope and a prayer in this match. He's gonna get that down, but he's gonna be down himself from the bottom side of the bracket. Trill is gonna be downed as well. There's the back out of Pushyz. He could get 2 more kills, but he's not gonna get any as he turns and gets burned by trying to go for that revive phase. He's gonna roll right into the next kill onto Faint. Triple cap domination being threatened and comes through, and oh boy, howdy, VR.
Deja vu?
Oh my!
Or is it too soon?
Lord.
Is it too soon? Because that looks like they shifted the momentum on their side. I'm going to say that is definitely too soon as hell. I don't think the momentum has shifted just yet. I think there's opportunity for Dream Conspiracy to answer back, but this is almost like a fresh slate, but you're down 2 rounds. What I mean by that is this is the second half. Strategies will 100% be different than the round prior. So as long as you take this round and in your head, it's a clean slate. We didn't lose too many rounds before. You're not beating yourself up for mistakes, and you clean up those mistakes here. This is an opportunity for a comeback. You win 1 round, it's like, oh, is it happening? You tie it up at 3-3, it's like, it's happening, guys. It's happening. You win that next round, you're on fire.
Coming to the initial up top of the E hill. A lot of Lancer damage out already. Toxiq trying to get inside of that E hill. Looks like the shock will be thrown out. Toxiq is going to be stuck in that corner. FaZe is going to try to get into a position to him out, but I mean, you can get just as easily damaged by the player inside the entrance in that cubby corner. He's going to flash him. So nobody's friend.
I wonder if that's the cover though, or is it the way they're trying to aim the flash? That's something I'm gonna have to go in and kind of test to see, because I see that mistake happen so often. I'm thinking there's no way pros playing at the highest caliber of level are making that mistake as commonly. But I'm gonna go ahead and give him the benefit of the doubt in this one, just for a few short moments. If I see it happen again, I'm gonna blame it on him. Trill gets taken out. You see the army of Lancers going out. Pushyz gets downed out. Trill gets down. Nero doing what he can, but the sandwich is going to be there. No, he actually gets saved towards the back line. Trill did get eliminated. Nero pushing forward. They have the hill already captured. They're going to get the second one as well. Big eliminations coming through. 3 players dead. Pushyz all by himself. He's just going to try to get the damage on the Lancer right now while the decap comes through, but he has to push forward. He took too much damage towards the top side. It's going to prolong for just a moment as you see RR backing up, trying to get the damage necessary to make this a little bit easier. They don't want to risk their lives getting too close to getting the chugs, and that's exactly what they're going to do. 3 players dead again. Make that 4 as RR win their second round in a row.
You asked if it was too early for Deja Vu, PR. And, hey, look, if Blaze, when teams were down 6-0, could call for the full comeback when we still played for first to 7 rounds.
I think that was too much.
No, it's never too early, all right? It's never too early. If Blaze is allowed to do that, by God, I'm allowed to call Deja Vu when I wake up in the morning, all right? Every single day I can say it. Right now, this is going to be a fight over that E-Hill. Incendiary and Shock, that's the difference you have. You can sit down low. Shock is up top.
Yes, please.
That's the difference. That's the difference in strategy you wanted right now, was being able to see who's going to be able to take that up top up.
I want them to wait or save that Shock as long as possible after the instance, but there goes the Shock going out. Gonna get an easy down. Flame going out. Not able to connect with anything. I think Toxiq is going to be the only one down. I don't know a situation where they're going to be able to get that revive to come through. Feet shield grabbed by FaZe. The rest of the members of R are going to be forced back, and Pushyz already towards the back line. He's going to get another down on ManiiK. That make it a double kill as he picks up Feint as well. Triple cap domination sounding off for a moment. I don't know how many players are close enough to get the touch. Toxiq is going to be the only one to try to prolong this one. Tons of damage being fired off. Flash grenade towards the top side. That's going to be a second touch. He did buy his team some time. 2 well-placed flashes. They're going to get another touch to come through, but they need the trades. ManiiK's going to get one. Misrolls into his opponent, Trill. That kill is going to be cleaned up easily. A flash grenade going off, but Nero, not enough time to touch the hills. Dream Conspiracy are now on map point. 1 step away from forcing a tiebreaker map. They want to be Pro League bound. They're fighting with everything they got.
4-2, 1 round away from tying this up and taking it to a map number 3. Now we will see the side of Dream Conspiracy get their own incendiary grenade, I believe, unless they go to the 60-second retro. This is going to be... Nope, they end up going for the 60-second retro. I actually really enjoy that, because now they said, look, we're going to use that retro to put out that damage, that early damage. We've got a few rounds to play with. So I actually think that's a better play in this situation.
I agree, but I think the biggest thing here is saving your Shock as long as possible and dodging that instant kill potential coming out from Nero, because if Nero is able to kill the player, you use your Shock too early, you're basically inviting these players to storm forward with their aggression that we've seen so far. But Dream Conspiracy, I'll go ahead and give them the benefit of the doubt. They're going ahead and try to spread out the numbers of RR here. You see players playing towards tracks, playing towards the middle. That's forcing 2 different 2v2 fights. We've already seen Dream Conspiracy take over these 2v2 fights in the first half. So I want to see RR try to do something, force 3 players over, take a little bit of a man advantage. Shock gonna go out. Toxiq trying to survive the best that he can. He finds himself a little cubby. It's like the little engine that could. He's finding a way to make it happen.
All of a sudden, again, they throw the Shock at him. He's stuck inside the cubby, but there's the first kill in favor of RR. And as well, you see the over-rotation from Trill. He has the retro in hand, but he wasn't challenged. And I think he's starting to figure that out. I think Trill is like, wait, I have yet to run into somebody else. I'm hunting rabbits basically down here.
Wabbit hunting season. You see Trill get out with that retro. I think I want to see Trill rotate that retro over towards the top half of the map, or give it up to one of your team. Don't know what? What?
Stuff.
Why did they not spread the retro out, give the ammo out to multiple players. 2 retros right here. You're almost forcing them to use their utility in order to get an inch out this side of the map. But I'm going to go ahead and give him benefit of the doubt. He only has 103 bullets, so that retro might not have lasted too long if RR is going to be super aggressive going through. Because as you can see, he's saving as many of his shots as possible. He's actually waiting for the push to come through. You see FaZe going to be the first one going in. He just wanted to put enough damage that way FaZe went in almost uncontested, but they're going to find the down on Toxiq. Revive coming through. Jay's going to go ahead and back up, realizing that revive comes through. Once they get this hill, you're going to see it. The win condition towards the top half of the map is going to change over to the COG team, but that means it has to be uncontested. You see Nero playing aggressive on the bottom half of the map, but this is where he's going to get pushed into a 2v1. Trill trying to do what he can. Trade's going to separate, doesn't make it past the corner, so he's definitely going to get eliminated. And COG team here, Dream Conspiracy, they have the luxury here of being able to hold their positioning. They don't have to be aggressive. They just need to make sure to gather the information from RR.
Long-range shot grenade out. It's going to stop them from going in to try to get a retake. They're going to get one down. They're not going to be able to clean up any of these kills just yet. A second down on a ManiiK. They're going to continue to get these revives off. A shock of their own. 2 players mounted up inside. Jay once again tries to take that coming corner to get the kills, and he goes down, but thankfully FaZe can clean up a couple of shots, maybe even get them to drop. Now it's going to be 2 big 1v1s on the map unless they can find the extra damage onto Feint, or down at the bottom you can get a 1v1 win across the train tracks. They need a decap here. A neutralization at the FL. FaZe is going to try to run past. They're already going to be lancering out. The free fire is real right now. Beautiful job, and the front train is going to stop the last few members of Dream Conspiracy from getting to that hill. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, too early to call, too quick to tell. Not in this man's book. It's 4-3. We're 2 rounds away from a 2-0 or a 1 round away from a 1-1. This thing, I'm not saying it's going to come down to the wire, but we are getting as close to that wire as we could possibly without being a tightrope dancer, my boy.
I wonder how much or how different this would have played if they would have had 2 retros there in some of those fights to really lock down some of those pathways, lock down some of those angles. These players would have to think again if they're pushing through. But the disable is going to come out for RR here in this one. They want to force a round number 9. Dream Conspiracy can easily give up this. They don't have to force a lock back, give up the round, and then use their lock for a round number 9 to be 1 ahead. But they want to keep this one dead even. They want to end this one here themselves, as no shock's going to be on the field. Retro versus Incendiary, which is going to be interesting because if that Incendiary lands some kills and it's not the Retro player, there's still the potential of Trill with that Retro to affect the fight all around.
Side of the coming corner, you can see a lot of damage trying to be put out by Dream Conspiracy. Toxiq will have the ability to get that snub out and put the damage on. He's going to have to roll out momentarily. He's down, and now Jay will push up, get that kill. There's the Incendiary out to try to answer. Misroll out from FaZe, tries to take that cover, gets a full spread with no down. Jay is down on the backside. He's going to get revived off. 2v2 still up here very quickly. You see already Dream Conspiracy actually trying to angle out down low Feint. They're going to have a break maybe at the home. They're gonna sacrifice 2 players for a possible triple cap here, and a Mr. Krabs play, and it comes through. Toxiq doesn't get in the hill. Toxiq goes for the kill. Oh my God, what did we witness right there?
That is just crazy. And you saw it towards the bottom half of the map. Trill with that Retro Lancer, the difference maker. I said Nero did not get a kill with that instant. They weren't able to push forward. They weren't able to win that fight, giving it all up. Dream Conspiracy with the weapon placements, the strategy. They did everything they could to force this map number 3. Don't go anywhere because in just a few short moments, we're going to be coming up with map number 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the relegation tournament ending. We're trying to figure out who the other Pro League inbound team was. Right now, both teams find themselves inbound and down at least 1 map apiece, as it is 1-1 tied up going into map number 3. Did I make that confusing enough for you, PR?
Yeah, just about there. But good thing I'm good with numbers. I understand everything you said, or at least I caught up there towards the very end. But man, that is 2 great showings at the beginning of maps for Dream Conspiracy. Unfortunately for them, they threw away map number 1. This could have been a 2-0. They could have been celebrating a Pro League victory, but RR able to bring it back once. Looked like it might have happened a second time, but map number 3, Colin, and I kind of leaned on you. I know you kind of watched a little bit more of these challenger teams than I have. Map number 3, how many times do these teams play a map number 3? Do you have any bit of knowledge on their success rate? I do know RR is 2nd in challenger points.
I think the 2 times I've seen them play statistically, it's been 2-0s in RR's favor.
Ouch.
Yeah, so this is I want to say this is a little bit of unknown ground for both of these teams. I think there was one matchup that might have gone to map 3. I'd have to ask reflections just to make sure, because I know that man. You talk about me having an encyclopedia of Gears lore. That man is the encyclopedia of the Challenger series. My man Taylor knows every corner and every angle of every player anybody's lancered out of. He knows where magazines have been left on the floor from players that are bored just reloading in the corner. So we go to Harbor. We're gonna have a I think we're going to have an interesting time here, because one of the things that we saw on training grounds, and we saw it a little bit on Asylum in the second half, and especially on Harbor, we're going to see it, is that winch fight. I don't know, based on these 2 maps you've seen, if you were breaking it down, who do you think gets the edge in those initial winch fights? Does it go over to RR because of how good they are with the team revives? Or are you going to give it to Dream Conspiracy because of how much damage they have been able to put out?
So my initial thought here at the top of my head is I want to go RR simply because of my prediction. But just basing off how these initials went in the beginning, Dream Conspiracy is fired up and ready to go, particularly the way some of these covers do play. I do think Pushyz might have perfected that wrap shot, but I want to go ahead and remind you guys, we said it before map number 1, Pushyz is coming in as the coach, filling in for some of these players. So even though Dream Conspiracy wins this one, they're going to have a lot to figure out after this one is over, but we do have to make it there. RR in the back of Nero. I'm going to be looking at him on the side of that RR squad that I just mentioned to really pull up to these occasions. Fight those 1v1s, force players to try to backtrack towards you, buy your team some time to try to attack that 3v2 on the neutral hill, possibly even a 3v3. But if you win that fight, you can affect the fight. And this is where I need to make sure that these decisions that these players are making are at the utmost important decisions, because you can easily, instead of decapping that home hill, take that 4v3 fight on the other side of the map if you do win your 1v1, and then you solidify the whole entire 2 hills in which the other team's going to play for, rather than going for the home hill, which is more easily broken.
Well, we're gonna have to find out once we load in and roll out a spawn. And as you mention it again, and I have to think about it for a second time, Pushy's playing out of the coach's spot. He is the coach of the team, registered on the website as their coach. I'll tell you what, man, we got some talented coaches in this league, man. I know they're only in challengers, but you look at it, Rubik's and Demise, and I mean Affinity, they could throw hands with the best of them. I'd put the 3, and they could probably carry me to a win in challenges. I guarantee you.
I just want to see a team of coaches actually play through challengers if they can. I know they probably can't, but I would love to see it happen. Or maybe the winners of the challenges have an exhibition match against some of the top coaches in the leagues. I think you said it pretty right. They can bang with the best of them. A lot of these coaches are former professional players who have been in the limelight before, at the brightest stage of them all, fighting for the thousands upon thousands of dollars that these players are currently fighting for here. And that's kind of why when we look at these teams that don't necessarily have a coach, we say, hey, maybe you guys might need it. That 6th opinion, or in this case, the 5th opinion now, really makes a difference, because it allows you guys to look at the game a little differently.
Flashbangs out here being blown across the wind. Toxiq will be first down, but once again, there it is. PR not being able to pick up a lot until they get the secondary push out. 3 dead now for RR. They almost got the team revives. Does that work out? Is that a new word? Can we do chunkable and revives?
Only if it's an impossible player. You got the vibes, you got the revives. You just lifting your team up. Vital got the revives from DQ, I do believe. If I do know him correctly, another Team Cali player. You know, all my Team Cali players got the vibe. But right now, Faint gonna get that down on phase, getting that elimination. That's gonna get to both sides of the map on over towards RR, but it's not going to come easy. They need to make sure they extend this around the map. Shots coming from above on that stern side. Nero's going to get the decap on the hill. Capture as well, but they need to be careful because they put all their resources down low to make sure they solidify this hill, but their players are getting eliminated. That Lancer fire proving to be too much, but the kills are going to go over towards RR. They have to find an opportunity to push one side. You're getting sandwiched right now. Damage from both sides. It does look like Trill is going to be their target. Nero gets Lancered out. Toxiq is going to get stuck. He's going to rock in a hard place. He finds himself eliminated just as well. So as quick as RR was able to move in and get that neutral, Dream Conspiracy creates that nightmare on the hill.
He's going to get his home back. Faint's going to try to push down toward the bottom side of the map. He's going to be held up by some beautiful team fire. They're going to get a quick heat shield out on him. pretty interesting situation. You see them being basically stuffed back into their spawn.
He's in his Lancer.
Be able to get out. I really don't think I don't see them getting out of this very easily at all, even though it's only 150 to 130. This is just a hard position to try to fight out of.
FaZe is just going from that stern to the winch, back down, just making sure he's spotting every player, getting as much damage out as he can. Now it does look like they're going to try and threaten with a push down low, but these two players are set up. And look at this Lancer fire coming out from FaZe again. He might not be picking up every single one of these downs, but the damage that he's able to put out, yeah, he cleans up that down, continuing to damage from above. Pushyz does get in shotgun range to get taken out, but late into this one, RR needs a triple neutralization to come through. Faint's going to get down, has to backtrack to get that decap to come through. Nero's going to go in. He's going to get another down to come through. Late into this game, the final push for RR Hills are going to be neutralized, but they have to continue to fight. C is being fought over right now. Trill does get taken out. Nero all by his lonesome. He actually gets a couple lance shots from the backside, able to get an elimination on Pushyz. Jay gets the down. Decap coming through, but there goes the cleanup. He gets it killed though. Trill gets the elimination late into this one. They can still win it, and Trill comes out on top. He goes 1v1 against Toxiq. Lots of damage being battled back and forth. Toxiq gets the kill. The elimination coming through. FaZe is on the hill. He can still win this game. There goes another down. ManiiK gets taken out. There goes the cap. Actually, no, they don't get the cap in time. It's over. RR find a way to hold on.
That is 2 rounds in this series that have been 246. Or like 240 plus. I can't say 246 because it was 244 when they got shut down right there. They had 1 round in training grounds where they had 246 and got triple cap dominated. There was that round where they were at 244 and get beat 250 to 244. Twice now, they have given life to RR, and you cannot keep giving your opponents life. This is just a very disheartening situation for their fan base, for that team. They got to be able to figure out how to regain and get back into this one. Voltox separated on both sides. Dream Conspiracy favoring the top side of the map toward the winch, while RR favoring the dock side, so they're going to give up player number 4's position because Nero will have the Voltox to use in any 1v1 that he has to take. Meanwhile, Dream Conspiracy will have a priority over the winch, and now Pushyz is going to get run through with an up A by ManiiK. Trying to get the slide to cover the extra. Death right there will cause the down. Pushing out now, ManiiK toward the home hill. Jay is there with the Voltox trying to slow him up. See if he can get anything else. There's a down, but ManiiK's not going to get the kills full spread out. But the triple cap domination is coming through already in the home hill. Is RR. You see Pushyz trying to get up and make something happen. Now it's up to Jay. First shot on paint will take a little roadie straight for the extra fucking shot. Will get down. They will secure the second round, and this will be a 2-0 lead for RR. Not like this right now, PR. Don't tell me it's going to be a 5-0.
I hope it does end like this. Dream Conspiracy, 2 straight maps, setting the tone, setting the pace. Map number 3 comes around and they fall flat on 2 straight initials. And to be honest, I want to see them force that weapon up top. But if they do, they're not only going to be down 1 weapon placement, they're going to be kind of even because of that early Boltok pistol that they were able to place. But it actually looks like they're going to hover over the middle. Long shot going down. We've seen this strategy in the Pro League come out from F9 and a few other squads. So Dream Conspiracy falling close to the meta, especially on a map like Harvard where the up top fight is so much. They're not winning the up top fight, so they put that weapon there to force a middle of the map fight. But it does look like it's going to be a 3-1 split. RR focusing on this down low fight as well.
Shots are down right there in the middle. Pushyz is trying to bounce around. He gets a second down. Feint is there as well. The Lancer fire and the Voltok fire will come out. Fight over the middle of the map so far. The positioning at least has been won by Dream Conspiracy. Now RR have to find a way to fight out from the B. He'll flash out. Nero's going to back up. He sees Pushyz behind him. And Nero has won every one of these fights. Well, I hate to say it, but you got to stop testing that man. That man has got the answers to whatever quiz you're throwing at him right now. He has been the backbone of RR, and I believe this would have been a 2-0 with the way map number 2 went had Nero not gone as big in map 1 as he went. Snipe picked up momentarily by Feint. He's going to get killed, but Snipe will be down on the ground. They're going to rotate ManiiK into the area. I don't know if he can pick it up from this position. He will have a chance to pick it. Now ManiiK is going to try to back up towards his home hill side. Right over the top is Jay. And I don't think he knows ManiiK is there. First shot on, second shot. Now he's full red. ManiiK is going to go down. That'll be the end of the long shot, and Jay will have to take cover to try to keep his life in his hands. Nero is going to get shot off. That's how you do it, Dream Conspiracy. You can't let Nero keep getting 1Vs and keep getting kills somewhere else on the map. They finally find him and lancer him out from 3 different angles.
Look at Dream Conspiracy. They're not getting over aggressive. They realize these players are going to spawn up. They're going to get to the hill in time. Instead of going over aggressive, trying to shotgun battle for the win, where you see multiple teams throw away that opportunity and that advantage, they're going to back up. They're going to try to set up, rightfully so. First down coming through. Jay's going to be able to clean those up. That's going to be a double kill from Dream Conspiracy as they continue to push forward. This is where they can get a little aggressive, but that flash grenade, a well-placed flash grenade from Nero, is going to create separation. Try a 1v1. Fate goes down, though. Jay taking a ton of damage. That's going to create another 1v1 between him and Trill. He's going to try to clean up that kill. Trill follows closely to land the kill blow, but Trill all by his lonesome, taking too much damage. RR finding a way late into this game here to stay in it. And they can even come back with 2 hills, so it's not out of reach just yet. Only around 30-40 points separate these 2 teams.
ManiiK will try to get into this hill to get a decap right here to try to apply the pressure with triple cap domination. He's going to be full red coming off of respawn. Dream Conspiracy lancering out. They're not going to be able to get any of these downs. Nero is going to try to rotate around the front. They can call out on him, shot in the back, and now they're going to turn around and try to burn him. Nero gets a down. And look at the rotation out from the hill. Nero might get up, and there's 3 players in the area. ManiiK will find one. ManiiK will find a second. ManiiK with 1 more in his front. He's going to be able to try to push up 3 players here. Dream, I don't know how you fight this army, buddy. You might have had to try to skedaddle across the map and just buy time for your team. Right now, we're going to see a 3-0 in favor of RR. They are 2 rounds away from a 2-1 and a dominant map 3 victory.
Yeah, this is definitely not looking good for Dream Conspiracy. It's all coming down. Freddy Krueger taking over their dreams, turning it into a nightmare right now. They thought that sniper was going to be enough in the middle to create some separation, but after that sniper is out of the game, whether it's in somebody's hands or just not in it at all on respawn, that's where it puts the game right back to what we've seen so far with RR able to play aggressive. Nothing really stopped them. So I need to see Dream Conspiracy get the sniper in their hands, figure out a way to slow down the game and get those headshots and body shots to begin to pick these players off, because they're right now continuously playing into RR hands in almost every step of this game.
Here, teams RR pushing across the B hill now, trying to pressure up 2-1. Great shots out to get it down, but ManiiK will get quickly revived off. Nero and ManiiK down here. They've got Feint with him as well. Shot across that back trail will get it down. Nobody will be able to get that kill.
This is a big fight towards the neutral. FaZe is being so sneaky right now. If Dream Conspiracy finds a way to come out on top, this is an easy triple cap domination. Toxiq hears the steps towards the backside, tries to turn and get the retro lancer, but it's definitely not going to be enough. And this kill by Jay is definitely going to force these players back from RR to try to deal with them, but FaZe is going to get the elimination on Feint. That's going to buy them some time. Talk about triple cap domination. Dream Conspiracy going through it all. ManiiK trying to be the hero. He ends up the 0 here in that situation and he falls to his death. Toxiq does what he can, gets the reset on the hill, but that's definitely going to be it. And just like that, before the half is over, Dream Conspiracy is on the board.
It's a beautiful first round under the belt for the side of Dream Conspiracy, and one of the things that I think we all have to keep in mind is that took a little bit of some trickery, a little bit of a wrench thrown into the game plan, as you, like you said, being very sneaky. That needed to be a kill that was converted, and it was, and almost converted a little too quickly. What a play by the side. Never mind. No, it's not. I thought that would block it out, but I guess not. I was about to say in my head, I was thinking, I go, if they can't place a shock now on their side, it's just them trying to just, that's the ultimate, like, DDE energy, if you ever ask me, PR. That was just brilliant. Being like, you know what? No shock for you, all right? You don't get one. They changed that after that.
3 shocks on the map, though, man, if you're able to take control of those, especially up top where there's basically only 2 pathways to try and push through, you can really shut off all hopes, all dreams. But it does look like RR going for that quick play in towards the center of the map to try to get control of that sniper. Faint's going to get it in his hands, but Toxiq getting chased towards the low side. Faint immediately going to put it to use, taking out one, but he's getting flanked out right now. Nero gets saved. Big body shot on Jay, making Nero's fight that much easier. They're going to continue to stagger the deaths early on and even neutralize the home mill of Dream Conspiracy. So the point lead is going to begin to go in RR's favor, but you see the quick rotation. 3 players attacking that top side of the map. They know down low is going to go over towards Dream Conspiracy, so they want to take the advantage while they can and executing to perfection here.
It's gonna be a 3v3. Faint will have the snipe up top. He's gonna catch the nothing. I thought he was gonna catch at least the shoulder, maybe a body shot. Trill will be here at the home. He has a Lancer out, a lot of shots on a Toxiq, but is not gonna be able to find any downs or damage just yet. Faint will be full red, but he's got a teammate there with him, and I think Jay was trying to find another sneak right here, trying to get another kill. 2-1 hill advantage in favor of Dream Conspiracy, but the retake will be very quickly as you see 3 players now collapsing on the home hill with Faint coming in with the sniper out. Easy shot onto Trill right there. He had no idea that Faint was coming in from that angle. He couldn't see him out of the corner. It was out of the peripheral, wasn't in place. FaZe now will be pushed back by Nero.
Enemy marked.
And up top, still controlling the E, and 2 players pressuring the home hill. This looks like it should be an RR round. There's almost nowhere Dream can really go to stop this, except if they try to collapse completely on the home hill. 1 player just stuck at the bottom of that ramp up top. So now it's going to be up to Dream Conspiracy to get these kills to try to secure these hills. But this is going to be very tough sledding, as you can see how the momentum is shifted down low. They're going to try to go home to home, break this setup. Flash will be out. Jay just again trying to sneak up on somebody, and Faint just calling him out.
We're not done
Quick
yet.
Lancer fire. Jay gets the help needed to take out Faint. FaZe falls. Trill's going to be able to get that new Trill. So everything RR was doing, multiple hills under their control, not letting Dream Conspiracy get any points. The tables have definitely turned. Dream Conspiracy neutralizing all the hills, trying to come back slowly but surely. Big eliminations from Pushyz. 2 hills to none for just a short moment. So you see the win condition at the top of your screen. That is definitely going to go over towards the Swarm squad, especially since RR has not reached 200 by the time Dream Conspiracy reached 150. So uncontested, they will climb back into this game, but there's enough time for RR to try to get some information and try to get a push off with Jay right now with the sniper in hand, landing a headshot on Toxiq, making them rethink their decision. And this is where he's going to try to thread the needle, find another one. Faint needs to be careful not to take too much damage, because a body shot will get the down, which will open up for Dream Conspiracy aggression.
Here's gonna push out, not gonna be able to find him just yet. Goes for the up A, doesn't get anything. They're gonna continue to mark him. You just thread the needle and go for a body shot right here. He gets one on Toxiq. It calls. Oh my God, what a play by Jay. He held the shot. He knew what the play had to be for RR, and they couldn't get it to come through. Last second ditch effort. Jay takes off another head. Beautiful 2 headshots from the scope from Jay. And that 3rd body shot helps net him a 2v1 win. Middle of the map, 3-2. Dream Conspiracy, they fight back.
You read that play like Luxtradamus. The way he hit the body shot and stopped and waited for that second player to try to be the hero to get the elimination on him. Read that one like a book checked out of the library, not returned on time, because Dream Conspiracy looking for a comeback. And this is where they're going to hover over that red show. They're going to have to get a shock on their side. So we have 4 shocks on the field. 4.
Shout out Luxtradamus. Pour one out.
Gotta be watching, because if he's not, I try to hit him up on Discord. He doesn't respond.
I mean, he's a busy man, right? Like, I don't mean to laugh at that. I'm sorry. He's living the life, man. He's living the life. He's living his dream now. He's doing
I know, but what about me? It's all about me.
That's, it is actually PR. I don't disagree with that at all. I don't disagree with that at all. PR, 2 players. Dream Conspiracy actually trying to take over the wins. They're going to try to get this elevation play once again over the snipe. Jay will have the double shocks in his pocket. I actually like that play. They're going to go for the 2 shocks compared to the 1 shock that RR will be able to pick up, and they get the 2-1 hill advantage without any kind of real fight. Shock out. Won't be able to get any damage there. So 1 shock wasted from the side of Dream Conspiracy. That is
this should have been an easy rotate those shocks down and get that sniper. They still have 2 shocks, but go ahead and call it.
I'm gonna call it like it is. That second one is okay. It's all right. It's not where it needs to be, but it's not bad. That first shock, that was terrible, okay? It was like a stereo. It was bass and terrible. Terrible.
And honestly, the way RR is playing the beginning of this round is also terrible. They have the 3v1 down low. Yeah, they might have been across towards the top side of the map, but they waited. They just stayed and held put and allowed them not only to get the 2 shocks from the top side of the map, but the capture on the neutral as well. But waiting for that moment and creating these opportunities is going to be the name of RR here. They're able to push through to get the neutral hill, but they give up their own home hill. Hopefully they're able to find these eliminations, really pick them up, come through. Trill's going to get that sniper, landing a body shot on 1, making them rethink that situation. As Pushyz with that retro, trying to get back in position. They're going to go ahead and save their teammate, but Trill and FaZe does get taken out. FaZe drops. Nero all by his lonesome. He's going to try to clean up that kill on ManiiK. Toxiq falls as well. Nero's going to be the only one alive. Look at the scoreline as well. Dream Conspiracy in a commanding lead, and Trill still has that sniper. So RR need to play on full aggression. They almost need to forget about these hills for a moment as long as they get the decap, because this is going to be kills over hills in this situation. As soon as you get the eliminations on Dream Conspiracy, they're going to spawn right back up and continue where they left off in terms of their own attack.
Another body shot attempt. There's the second set of shocks. And just throw them both. Drop them both in the hill. Make life miserable. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. That's amazing, PR. Yo, Jay said, even if all of us die right here, you're not getting in the hill for the decap. They got the decap, but they weren't getting out with their lives because they couldn't go anywhere. That is so gorgeous on the side of Jay. He treated them like velociraptors in Jurassic Park. He just put an electric fence around him and said, have fun. Just hang out inside of that for a while.
That's why I was actually really looking for them to push through. If that up top is block calling, you could try to push down low. You don't put all your eggs in that up top basket, even though you do need that decap to come through. You need to figure out a way to spread out the numbers. You know those shocks are there. If you get the eliminations, you get the downs, you can send a player in towards that shock grenade to go down for the break, and then you have your players alive to try to attack the bottom half of the map, because there was a player positioned down low, but he can't be in 2 places at once. This is where it does get tricky. You got shock grenades all over the map, Ensign's down low, sniper in the middle, and this is where I want to see if RR puts their resources, puts their players down low. They need to push top. Even if they don't get the sniper, they need to be able to get something out of it instead of just giving up the hill and the 2 shock grenades top side.
Here we go. Looks like this time RR is going to try to match Dream Conspiracy. Lancer bullets out by Toxiq will have a lot of damage there, and they might even take that extra angle. FaZe is going to roll back. Here comes Toxiq trying to push in. Goes to that extra cover cancel. The miss roll out. Toxiq is full already. He's finally going to go down. Dream Jay, my God, has done what Nero did in the first map. Jay has put his team on his back in this third map and has said, guys, we're going to try to make it to that finish line. I don't know what the scoreline is going to be, but we're going to get as close to that sucker as we can before we win or lose this third map. Fane's going to push up on a Jay, and I don't know if Jay knows it's there. Walk it to him, Jay. Just walking it to him. Now ManiiK, double bounce out, goes to the melee, doesn't get it to connect. ManiiK is full ready, he has to back out. I don't know why Jay didn't drop one of those shots. He still had him out.
Right now, it looks like RR is melting right before our eyes, going in 1 by 1. This is what I saw early on in map number 1, saying they look a little lost and thought they found themselves, but no, it was just a mirage, an oasis in the desert. To Dream Conspiracy are just leaving them out to dry 1 by 1. Nero's in another positioning, overextended by himself, where his teammates are coming out of the spawn. This is where RR has a 3v2 advantage towards the top side of the map. The decap isn't going to be as important as the eliminations in this scenario, because that 2v1 down low will be taken and possibly won by Dream Conspiracy. And the difference is Dream Conspiracy is not wasting any time making their plays. RR just a few steps behind, and I need to see them pick it up here, or else it'll be too little, too late. Mr. Krabs coming through. They're definitely going to get the decap on that neutral. So this round's not going to be over just yet, but the score almost 100+ points up for Dream Conspiracy.
This will be an interesting retake because it looks like Dream Conspiracy's decided to play defense first and foremost at the home hill of RR, and they're getting, I mean, Trill is getting Lancered out from 3 different angles. He's going to have to probably go to the wayside, the extra Lancer from inside. Nero's going to push this 1v1. Jay once again goes absolutely massive. The man might as well be on Mount Rushmore at this point. He's mountainous in map 3. And if they win this, everybody owes Jay like $15. A Big Mac, something. Like, you owe Jay some money for this map if they come away with this win. That is 4 straight rounds. Look at this man's scoreline, PR. Look what he's been able to string together for his squad in map 3.
Just one player taking over for the squad. Almost everything that is thrown at him right now, and RR just completely look discombobulated almost like they are playing together for the first time here. And almost like they weren't up 3-0 at one point, as you kind of see them hovering over the middle of the map, hovering over the top side, the middle, the bottom. They're trying to figure out what you need to do here. Time is running out. Decision is going to be made. They used their disable early on the sniper that I'm just so lost. Why would you disable on the sniper when you're putting your resources over there? You're the one not taking advantage of that sniper being down on the field. So I'm just a little lost, but look at the trick shot coming out for Dream Conspiracy. One player through the middle, one player down low. It does look like they're going to try to go for this home hill to home hill setup early on to get themselves an early point lead. But Nero, the main slayer from the squad, taking a 1v1 again. And this is where Trill is kind of by himself right now. They're going to try to get as much damage and push him out as far as possible. But the other players from Dream Conspiracy are moving on the other side of the map, so Trill buying his team some time here in that situation with a man-up advantage. They're going to continue to push forward and try to take Toxiq out, and that's exactly what FaZe is doing right now.
Back up and go for the E-Hill. There's going to be a 2v1 at the home hill of Dream Conspiracy, and Pushyz is actually just going to back out. He's going to wait for some help. He's going to wait for a secondary player. They've given up the retro. I believe Nero has picked up the retro of Dream Conspiracy now. That is, I'm not going to say it's a blunder, but that could come back to be huge in favor of RR in this round because they have the retro to be able to play defense up there, but they lose up top. They lose Toxiq, and now ManiiK has to rotate out. 4v3 on the map. They're going to have somebody to be able to lancer out from that winch position. There's no way they're not. And ManiiK is getting chased through the middle of the map. ManiiK is continuing to run, and now you see FaZe actually sit down. This is going to be an interesting little turnaround here as Pushyz is behind one player. Gets another kill, 4-3, still stacked up on the map, and it looks like Jay is going to try to push back against the tide. You see those two players pushing up against Trill outside of the spawn area. Here comes Jay, Lancers out onto Fame. I think they were trying to catch him off guard, trying to catch that extra player. Now it's just up to Nero to survive. Nero is going to be crossed out here momentarily. He's going to go to the backside of the first half home hill. I don't like how spread out on the map everybody is. This is a really weird setup. Player number 3 is going to be the last hope for RR. He's going to be playing against the tide as it is Pushyz waiting here in the 1v1. Flash out. Triple cap domination starting to take through. There's the kill. Here comes Fate. He's going to try to bounce in. He gets the touch. Pushyz back corner. He'll get the kill, but nobody will be on spawn in time. 5 rounds in a row. Dream Conspiracy win map 3, 2-1. Punch their ticket to Pro League. What a big time play by a team on hope and prayer, baby.
Dream Conspiracy proving that dreams do come true, no pun intended, throughout it all. They have been fighting tooth and nail to try to make this Pro League dream come true. They went through a few roster changes, playing with their coach. They look to be the best of the best, but it's not over just yet. Enjoy the moment, take it in, but the Pro League is just right around the corner, so that moment is gonna come to a short break. Maybe give them a day, maybe give them a couple hours to enjoy this one, Colin, before they get back to work.
Somewhere, somebody better be throwing up that L, man. Dream Conspiracy and punching your ticket to Pro League. I mean, name a better duo, right? Than coming out of a tournament to make it into a spot into the Pro Leagues or becoming pro, whatever you want to call it. Dream Conspiracy do it again here on the big stage in front of each and every one of you. They take out RR, and I think if you'd have looked at this bracket at the start of the day, RR and Mars, everybody pretty much was just settled up on it. That's who's going to make it there. Nice try. Thanks, GG's in the next split to everybody else that's coming out to try to get in the Pro League. But my God, the fight out of Dream Conspiracy, the never give up of Dream Conspiracy, the extra wrinkles, the rotations around the map. It was just so beautiful to see a team fight tooth and nail, scratch and claw. I mean, any other references to animals like lions that are wounded, like a dying wolf, whatever it might be, Dream Conspiracy made it come through. They made it happen for their fans, for their org, for themselves, most importantly. They said, not a lot of people believe in us, and right now, we're going to prove all those people wrong.
There's two people I want to point out on the side of Conspiracy. Obviously, everybody on the team did their job, but Jay, the main slayer, really took over that game, played his role to perfection, being the tip of the spear, being the aggressor. But FaZe, on the other side of things, played a fantastic support role. He held positions. He made sure every fight that the players of Dream Conspiracy entered in, there was at least 10 to 20% damage put on every time. And this is where that play Jay read these players like a book to perfection. So you got to give a round of applause, a standing ovation over towards Dream Conspiracy into this one. Like I said, make sure you guys enjoy the moment. Pop whatever you got to pop, champagne, root beer. Don't know how old you guys are, but make sure you guys celebrate tonight like no tomorrow, because next week you guys are going to war.
Oh yeah, I think they get a week off. I don't know. I don't know if we go straight back to the action. They get a week off. They get 7 days. Hopefully they take some extra rest and try to regain for their chance to get into Pro League. Just a beautiful match for them. They lose map 1, 5, 4, and then back-to-back, they go 5-3 over the side of RR, on Asylum and Harbor. And I'm very excited for them. I'm very happy for those boys. And like I said, they put it all on the line to try and win it. And I harken back to what I say. Jay, I think Jay would rather have died today than lose that map 3. Like, if you'd have woke him up this morning, it was a Grim Reaper, and he was like, if you don't win map 3, you got to come with me. Jay was like, you better go to the bodega or something, because I'm not coming.
And I'm gonna give them. I'm gonna give them the biggest compliment I feel like I can give any two players playing right now. And I think the way they played in that map, not overall, I haven't seen enough of them to definitively make this statement, but in that map on Harbor, the way Jay and FaZe worked together reminded me of like a challenger version of Kenny and Powers. The way they were able to take over the game, one playing that support role, really making sure that every single person on the map, there was a round there. I saw FaZe go from bottom to top to bottom, right back towards the middle. And honestly, if they can go ahead and utilize that, build on their chemistry, build on their teamwork, hey, Pro League teams, you better not sleep on it. You better watch out, because they're coming for you.
Better watch out, because they might make you cry. They ain't Santa Claus and they ain't coming to town tonight. Let's take one more look at our final bracket from the relegation tournament here this weekend. And Mars, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0. 3 games, 6 maps, punch their ticket to Pro League. Dream Conspiracy, they lose 2-0 to RR in winners round 2. And then 2-0 Fury 1. 2-0 Papa Chalky Milk, RIP. Love you guys. Thank you so much for that team name. But then there it is, losers finals, the final matchup you all got to see from the relegation tournament. It goes the full Monty, all 3 maps, and RR fall 2-1 to Dream Conspiracy. Your 2 Pro League bound teams for the next split, Dream Conspiracy and Mars. What a beautiful ending to an actual storyboard-like tournament and PR. I mean, we're only getting started. Taylor and Blaze had an absolute fantastic matchup where they got to see the dominance of Mars. You and I come here and we get a map 3. And now this entire community is about to be blessed with 2 of the best teams on the planet. You know who they are?